Yeah, I'm sorry. After the social part, what was the next thing we talk about?
Oh, the products and the doctor's story. It's good to know their story.
Oh, so what I would say about that, just because I don't want to take up too much of your time, when we do your launch, you're going to hear us talk about the story of the doctors and how they started out behind the glass counters and they found that that was not the most effective business model for them, and everybody was coming in because of word of mouth, and so then they decided to go to direct sales. You're going to kind of hear that story at your business launch, and it's really interesting, and it's kind of I think that's more of a plug like for consultants to kind of hear where we came from. The doctors are amazing. They're, obviously very successful businesswomen considering what they've done with Proactive, and now they're doing it again with Radiant Fields. So it makes us a reputable company to hear that story. But, I didn't hear that story until I had my launch event. And then Tia and her sponsor, Kim, did my launch. And they told the story and they talked about the products. And that was literally the first time I had heard any of that information was at my launch. And then I heard it again because we did a little event. And after you hear it a couple times, it's something you can just start, repeating verbatim. So rather than go through details about that, I'll just tell you that there are opportunities. If you go to, Tia, you may have to type it in there, the Rockin' Robin's website. I wanted them to see her new consultant training because I think it's a great place to start. Team Rockin' Robins, I think it is. And so basically with this business, there are lots and lots of opportunities for you to just train on your own time. And so being a busy mom, if you've got a full-time career, don't feel like this has to be a full-time job, just getting yourself trained. But this is a great website. The username is team, all lowercase, and the password is team, all lowercase. And you can see where just from this website, you can go to the new consultant tab, and there's all kinds of wonderful resources on there. So this is something to take note of. There's training videos, live videos. Under resources, she's got some of the things we've already showed you that are also listed on Pulse. But you can just kind of watch these. This is our top 2 earners. The lady on the right is Chris Fairless. She was the first consultant, and that is her daughter, Sarah. And, of course, they're the ones that organize our corporate trainings on our once a month Sunday night call. If you don't have that phone number, we certainly can send that to you, and I can even give it to you right now. Because the Sunday night training call is something that you're going to want to tune into on a weekly basis. The phone number is 1-712-432-1085. 1-712-432-1085. And the access code is, 688-588. Is that it, Tia?
Yep, let me look 1 second.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I have it committed to memory, and of course I'm not on 68858. And you can listen to that anytime throughout the week, but it is recorded over every Sunday night. And those are done by some of the top earners, and they are just really, really great trainings. So that's another thing to plug into. One other thing I just wanted to go over quickly with you, and again, this is can be complex, but it's the compensation plan. And unfortunately, it's not as simple as just saying, we make 50% of our sales. It's a little trickier than that. And I've actually tagged a few people just that I happen to have here on I don't think I've friended all of you actually on Facebook yet. So I tagged Tia, Bridget, Jessica, and Randy, just because I was already friends with you on Facebook. If I didn't tag you, your sponsor will tag you. But this is just kind of interesting. So when you make commission, basically, so if you do not hit, the reason that 600 is such a big goal, and so in your first bucket, we talked about you have to have 100. In the second bucket, you have to have 600, okay, to make the most commission possible. If you don't hit 600, you're still going to make a commission, but it just won't be as much as if you are an executive consultant and hit your 600. So your first goal every month is to get 600 in that second dial that you see on your pulse that Tia was showing you. So if you don't hit 600 qualifying volume, you get profit of your PC price minus the consultant price, plus 10% consultant volume. So if you're looking at, for instance, and I'm just going to kind of say that if you want to write it down, you can. So you get profit of the PC price minus the consultant volume plus 10% of the consultant volume. If you hit EC, you get the PC price minus consultant volume plus 15%. So long story short, you get 5% more if you hit consultant volume. So if you are looking at like the Lash Boost bundles, as a executive consultant, you're going to make like $80 on just selling one redefined hydration bundle is what that's going to be equivalent to, is like an $80 commission. And hopefully that'll kind of make more sense once you can look at the numbers and do the math and figure out what you make on each product. Fortunately, Tia has done the work for us. And so on Team Spark, you can actually pull up the little cheat sheet that she created that has all of our potential earnings on there as an executive consultant. So you can kind of get an approximate of what your paycheck is going to look like. So that, hopefully will be helpful to you. But that's a really, really cool sheet on there. I think it's pretty impressive what our earning potential is with that. Anybody have any questions about anything? About anything?
Tag you guys, but it's not tagging me.
It's what?
It's not tagging, but it is down on Team Spark. Okay.
Gotcha.
There you go.
So, I just challenge you, let's try to get a business launch on the calendar. We also would like for you to try to do a virtual event. And the reason we do that is because let's say September 11th is your launch party. And so you reach out to your friend Susie and she's like, I'm so sorry I can't come. My daughter has soccer. Then you can say, you know what? That's okay. I'm having a virtual event on the 20th. You can watch from the comfort of your own home in your pajamas. You can drink your wine, do whatever you want to do, make yourself comfortable. And we're going to do a launch event on the phone, over the computer, almost like a Facebook event. And that way they have access to seeing all the products, hearing our stories from the comfort of their home. So it's always best, and again, this training, I apologize if it's a little difficult being over the computer. We always have a new consultant training the first Thursday of every month, and I would love for you all to still be able to attend one of those, because I think it's so much easier to take all this in person. But certainly this is better than nothing. We hope this helps you get started. But that is an option for you. If you want to try to schedule a live business event and then a virtual event this month, that gives you something to kind of go ahead and get people involved and hopefully reach out to them and be able to get them as customers this month. And we will, the first couple events we'll basically do for you, and then you kind of start to learn as you go, and then before you know it, you'll be helping your team that consultants you sign up, and you'll become the experts. So I think that as far as where to start, I would probably get on that Team Rockin' Robin's page and learn, learn some of the basics there. If you have questions, certainly reach out to any of us. There are a couple other pages in addition to the groups that we've added you to that we recommend, one of which is the Daily Experience. And if you go to even Team Spark, Tia has on there a really quick way to link into the Daily Experience, and you just want to add yourself as a member. And then you can watch any of these daily videos, and they're just so good, and the consultants are just awesome, and you'll be able to learn a lot from them.
Trying to scroll and show you. Here we go, Team Spark, there it is. I forgot to mention that the different teams, the reason why we add you to those, like I said, there's all kinds of, you're going to see a lot of shared information. There's the Daily Experience if you go to Team Spark. If you have someone that I'll tell you about the teams in a minute, but real quick, right here is, if you have somebody that's a nurse, you can click on this and add yourself to this page, and there's opportunity calls that you can send to them. Any kind in here, you can just Google this. This girl right here is I think she's a college student. So if you know a college student, make sure you listen to it first to see if you like how she's saying the opportunity, the call. But you can send that to someone that's a student and say, hey, I just started this new business with the Doctors of Proactive. It's, taking off. We're already in 3 countries. Actually, after Australia, we are going to hit a new country every year. So, and Proactive's been in over 180 countries. So they're on their way there. So if you want to make that plug as well. But that is that is on, if you go to Team Spark, it's at the top here. It's this silver one. Sorry. This silver one right here. And then the daily experience, which is a great one to get motivated and learn all kinds of techniques with what's worked and what's not worked. And like I said, we do what our leaders do, and it works. The team, you were also added to Team Impact, which is Kim Crouch's team. So we have 101 people on Team Inspire Change, and Kim has 225. 101 of our team is also a part of Kim's team. Kim's 225 is also a part of Team Inspire Change, which is the big team that we're on. And that is in Western Kentucky. Her name is Barbara Coe, and you guys will eventually meet her. It's a great. But this is the big team. If there is, I think you've been added to a few, this is the one welcoming everyone. So this is the big team. This has got, if you could go up here, I think it's got 3,200 people on this team. So this is the big team that you'll see, and that's where Barbara posts every month is the new consultant training. So they'll do one as well. So this is one from just our, intimate team, but she does one as well, and it's scheduled for September the 11th. And if you scroll down on her page, you can just go to it. It'll say new consultant training in August. It's got a bunch of people on a beach, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. Okay, there's Jessie welcoming. You just might have to do a few swipes down the page, but it is, let's deny that. Right here, welcome consultant. So you're gonna go in here and do more. And she says in here, it's gonna be September I think she said the 3rd, well, that's Australia. Right here. Yeah. It is September the 11th at 8 o'clock Central Time. So she's in Western Kentucky. So that would be 9 o'clock your time. And she will be posting in here, it's a live training, just like this on Zoom, and you can ask her questions as well. So make sure you go on here and look at these. It's all kinds of great stuff. New consultant. There is right here, you can be added to every day for 30 days. You'll get an email, and they pay for that. And they have it's a little bit at a time. I know we're throwing a lot of stuff out at you, and Jessie and I have been doing this for 1.5 years, and we were at the beginning kind of like, what is this? But don't be overwhelmed. If you want more training, you know where it is. This company has plenty of training. You never feel like you're out of the loop, and you can always ask your upline, and then it'll get to Jessie, or it'll go straight up to Barb if we don't know, or Kim. And anyway, so in here is your weekly. You can sign up. You go in here, and you just push in your email address, the name, and who your sponsor is, and the state you're in, and hit subscribe. And there will be an email come to you one a day for 30 days that'll start you slowly on lots of it we've talked about in the last 1.5 hours. So it's just kind of a slow go on how to work the business. So that's a great way right there. That was posted on September 2nd, so 2 days ago. And then I was just going to share one quick story. A lot of times, if you're nervous about sharing the products at the beginning, because you're nervous because you don't want to be pushy, and you don't want to seem like you want to throw up R&F on everybody, and you're loving the product. There is a manager that I work with, and she's very well respected, and she is in the government. We have grade scale levels, and she's about 5 above me. So for me to go and say anything about her skin was a huge, huge step for me. So I'm going to say 9 months ago, I went up and I said, hey, Patricia, I noticed that you have maybe a few bumps that you're trying to cover up with makeup. I have something that takes care of acne. She goes, well, she kind of took back, like, what, you noticed? I said, well, I used to have to cover up mine as well with foundation, but now I don't. It's real smooth. So it's just a simple conversation that I noticed you may be covering up a few bumps here. And I think I said bumps. I didn't say pimples. And she goes, well, actually, those I can take care of, but I do need something for my dark spots. So she ended up buying Reverse, and she loves it. So different things like that. If you think anybody with skin would want to enhance it if they do have any skin concerns. So don't be afraid to share, because I never thought in a million years she would buy, and she keeps buying. So she's been on my PC for 9 months now. Jessie, did you have anything else you wanted to share before we let them go? Any questions?
I don't think so. We do have our team training, which I know the reason a lot of you are on here tonight is because you weren't able to attend on Thursday. It's always the first Thursday of the month. Our team training starts at 7. We try to keep it about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And then the hour before that, from 6 to 7, you may notice on Team Spark, we either have a new consultant training if we have gals that are interested in that, which hopefully each month we do, or sometimes we've even done a business event with prospects. So if you have a couple people in mind that you really want to share the business with, please let us know, because we would love to get together, whether it be that we, meet up and buy them a margarita and, share the business with them, across the table somewhere, or if we can actually get together at an event center. We have access to several different locations where we can do something like that. So, just reach out and let Tia or I know, and we can kind of start to coordinate that. But we are going to try to get some prospects there on Thursday at 6 o'clock if you know of anybody. If it turns out that there isn't anybody interested or available at 6 o'clock on Thursday, then at 7 o'clock we'll have our team meeting. And it's right there in Wilder, and we'll be putting the address at the 100 Beacon Drive. We'll put that on that post in Team Spark. So we're just really excited to have each of you. Please try not to be overwhelmed. I was like a deer in headlights for probably 6 months, having to learn Facebook because I wasn't even on Facebook at the time that I joined. But the cool thing is you can do most of this training, on your time, just kind of searching through some of the different Pulse and Rock and Robin's page, and kind of learn a lot on your own too. So let us know what questions you have, and thanks for joining in. I hope it was helpful for you. Does anybody have any questions? Ready to get kids in bed.
Thanks for taking the time. This is Nicole.
Hi,
Thank
Nicole.
you. Thanks, Nicole. All right, ladies, hopefully we will see you all at your launches this month.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.